Hey guys, so today I'm going to be working on the Miata. I'm going to be putting a new fuel pump in. I finally bought the right one. The last time I bought one it was for the later years. Or technically earlier. So I went ahead and bought the DW200. I guess that's how you say it, not really sure. I got the DW200 fuel pump, which should be more than enough flow for 300 horsepower. 350 I think is what I'll be pushing, somewhere around probably. But it came with new filter and everything. Pretty sure everything I need to install it. Should be pretty easy. I'll kind of show you step by step of how I do it. So let's go. Okay, so excuse the mess. I have everything out of the car except for this. So what you're gonna want to do is, if you have carpet, there's pins on here that hold the carpet onto the chassis. You're just gonna have to take those off, and then there should be one on each side, and then there's one in the middle, and then there's some around the car. And now if you have a convertible top, you'll have to put the top up to access all this stuff. I don't have one, obviously, so I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, and then you'll have to take these off, which is a Phillips head screwdriver, and the whole thing will just pop right off. So far all we need is a Phillips head screwdriver. And you can use a flathead to get these pins off. I find it way easier just to buy one of these plastic pin pullers. I think I picked like a pack of these up at Harbor Freight for like, I want to say like $3. Put it under like that, and then it just comes up. It's fantastic. So we're just going to take all these off first. Okay, so once all the clips are out, you're just going to take your Phillips screwdriver and unscrew this. And then this whole thing will just come out. And then put that in a box with the rest of the stuff and go to the other side and do the same thing. Okay, so from there, just make sure everything's off your carpet, and then you can just pull it out. Those little metal pieces covering up things, the one you're going to want to take off to get to the fuel pump is this one here. So there's 6 Phillips head screws holding this on. And then once you have the 6 screws off, this will just come off. And then this is where you'll access your fuel pump in here. Now usually you'll disconnect the fuel pump relay in the engine bay and just to try and start the car, just to let the fuel cycle through. I don't have that option right now, so I'm just gonna, hopefully no fuel spills all over me, but the fuel lines are disconnected, so there should be no pressure. So basically you're gonna want to unclip this, slide these hoses backwards, and hopefully no fuel spurts out everywhere. And there's just 2 clamps, or 1 clamp on each hose. Just get some pliers and then slide it backwards if you can. So once you have these two hoses off, you can access the 8 Phillips head screws here. I had already taken them off. Once you have those all out, you can pull up. Try and tuck these hoses out of the way. My gasket is getting stuck. And then you just have to kind of feed everything out. And this is what it'll look like. Okay, so there's a screw right here. We're gonna take that off. This takes that plate off. It's just one Phillips head. And then the plate will pop off. You can remove the rubber band piece that goes around this hook. And then unplug the wiring harness here. Once that's unplugged, it's kind of gonna just slide out of this tube here, like that. And then you're just left with the old fuel pump and filter piece. Okay, so once the fuel pump is out, you're gonna want to take this coupler piece, here, and install it on the new one. And then you're gonna remove the rubber band holder and go ahead and slip that on the new one as well. Okay, so on the new one, you're gonna take the blue cap off and install the new filter onto this one. You'll see which way it goes because the big hole will go into here, and then the smaller one will fit in there. It's a little tight. So then once you finally get it on, it's going to look like that. And they provide you with a new little silver clip to put onto here so it doesn't fall off. Okay, so once it's installed on there, which is kind of a pain, it'll look like this. Okay, so your fuel pump assembly should be done at this point. But we do need to replace an O-ring in here. So I'm just gonna take my pick and pop it out like that. And put one of the new ones provided in. Okay, so my wiring harness is kind of tight, so I'm going to put my harness on first.
Yeah, that was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, so putting that harness in it's really, really tight, so you just kind of got to figure it out. So now that that's on, we can go ahead and slip the fuel pump back in here. Make sure it goes all the way up. Take your rubber band, slip it over the hook again, the way it came off. Just like that. And instead of reusing the old retainer and gasket, they provide you with a new one that fits the bottom of the fuel pump a little better. So you're just going to install that. Oop, and don't put it upside down. And it'll look like this. And then you just reinstall that Phillips head screw that we took off. And then just double check that everything is on correctly. You got your filter with the retaining pin, your rubber band's on, your harness is popped in, along with this. So this is what it's going to look like. And then you're all set to put it back in the car. Okay, so now we just slip it back in the way that we got it out, which is this side to the right. Make sure your hoses and your harness is out of the way here. And then once that's popped back in, you can go ahead and put your screws, your 8 Phillips heads in. So once these are in, you can go ahead and connect your hoses the way they came off. Don't connect them to the wrong one. That would not be good. You can go ahead and reconnect your clamps up top. Alright, then once your hoses are on, you can go ahead and connect your electric back up. And then just reinstall everything else. Your cover and your carpet. Alright guys, well that's how you install the DW200 fuel pump on the 89 to 93 Miata. The other ones I think might be a little different. I think you might have to splice wires. But ours was literally plug and play. It was way easier than I thought it was going to be. We'll see how it works out. We won't know until we have the engine and everything ready. But yeah, so that completes that for today. Later.